details into the shooting that sent Police Chief Greg LeBlanc and his wife, Crystal LeBlanc, a St. Landry Parish deputy, to the hospital only days before Christmas. The sheriff's office tells KTC that the third officer accused of shooting the pair, Savannah Butler, turned herself in yesterday on New Year's Day, but since then, she has been released from the St. Landry Parish Jail after posting a $22,000 bond.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories. Crystal LeBlanc is a devoted wife and mother. She's understanding, passionate, and she believes in doing the right thing. She served and believed in God because He is a light to her dark tunnels. Crystal worked at St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office as a captain since November 17, 2019, but she has been a police veteran for 20 years. She enjoys what she does because it kept her motivated. Crystal is married to Greg LeBlanc, who they share 2 kids together, who also work at the same sheriff's office as chief police. He has been working with the police department since 1998. He is devoted and did his job with dignity. Once upon a time, he was the love of her life, who kept a smile on her face. But Greg, on the other hand, wasn't being faithful to his wife. He was secretly seeing another woman by the name of Savannah Butler, 42, who also worked at the same police department as a police officer. Sadly, on December 22, 2023, just 3 days before Christmas, Crystal decided to show up at Savannah residence because she felt like something wasn't right. It's late at night and her husband was still not home. So she knocked on Savannah's door to speak with her own husband. He came to the door and then the two began to argue. Savannah heard a commotion and stood in the hallway with a gun in her hand. Greg decided to grab the gun, and that's when Savannah fired a shot. It enters Greg's hand, exit, and the same bullet struck his wife Crystal in the arm. Savannah decided to clean up the evidence, left her home while Greg and his wife Crystal was transported to the hospital with non-threatening issues. Savannah later turned herself in on January 1st, 2024.
According to a news release from the sheriff's office, there's now a clear picture as to what led to the shooting. On December 22nd, Chief LeBlanc and his wife suffered gunshot wounds at Savannah Butler's residence located at Garnett Drive. The incident, labeled a domestic issue by the sheriff, happened when Captain Crystal LeBlanc went to Butler's house to speak to Greg LeBlanc, her husband. Once Greg and Crystal met, they began to argue. According to the sheriff's office, hearing the commotion, Butler allegedly walks up to the doorway armed with a gun. LeBlanc seized the weapon and tried to disarm Butler, but was shot. The bullet traveled through his hand and then struck his wife, Crystal, in the arm. The sheriff tells KTC that investigators believe that Butler cleaned up the evidence prior to notifying deputies, this resulting into an obstruction of justice charge. The news release also says, as for Captain Crystal LeBlanc, deputies issued a summons for trespassing on Butler's property. According to the sheriff's office, both Captain LeBlanc and Officer Butler are both placed on administrative leave by their respective agencies pending the completion of this investigation. Butler has the court arraignment set for tomorrow at the district courthouse, and she faces 2 counts of negligent injury, 1 count of obstruction of justice, and 1 count of illegal discharge of a weapon. At this time, the police chief, Greg Twin LeBlanc, does not have any charges filed against him.
Later, Chief Greg also wrote a statement about the incident.
That was his police chief admitting to having an affair and apologizing to the people he elected to serve. If you recall, Chief Greg LeBlanc and his wife Crystal were shot 3 days before Christmas. In his letter, LeBlanc also acknowledges he was unfaithful to his wife, who is a captain with the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office. LeBlanc says, quote, "Infidelity is a breach of not only the personal commitments I've made, but also the professional standards we all expect from those in public service." He also says he understands the importance of regaining the trust of the public. The woman accused of shooting the LeBlanc, Savannah Butler, turned herself into investigators on New Year's Day. The couple suffered non-life-threatening injuries 3 days before Christmas. Sheriff Bobby Guidros calls the shooting a domestic dispute. Butler bounced out of jail by posting a $22,000 bail.
I'm going to give my thoughts and opinion on this story. This incident could have easily turned deadly. 2 people could have lost their lives. All because this man decided that he wanted to cheat on his wife with someone that worked in the same department as them. People need to understand, when you go out there and cheat, You put your family at risk. You put your loved ones at risk and your kids. But in the moment of passion, you don't realize that because you're too busy trying to please yourself in the process. What this man did was wrong. Not only him, Savannah Butler was wrong as well. She knew this man was married and she knew his wife. But she decided to open Pandora's box anyway, just to please herself. Ladies, if you know a man is taken, find you someone else. Because at the end of the day, someone could easily get hurt and lose their life. Now, will this woman forgive her husband? And will they still be together? More than likely, yes. But then who knows? At the end of the day, that is her husband and she has the right to forgive him and still be with him. But to cheat on someone with someone at the same job you work at is tasteless. Ladies, please pay attention to the red flags, know your worth, and be safe. Also, don't forget to thumbs up the video. It lets YouTube know that you enjoy my content. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. I will continue to keep my thoughts and prayer with the family, and I will see y'all in my next video.